Do we have any drip market? There's a new post. Okay, there's potential. It's so hard to know when they do it though, because like it could be next Wednesday, it could be next Monday, it could be next Friday, it could be today, it could be fucking anything. I'm assuming. I'm assuming Alyosha. Well, actually no. I think they'd only do the 4 stars last. I think they only do 5 stars first. So he'll probably be like tomorrow, 2 o'clock if it's today. Because like it seems like it's 2 o'clock, then 8 o'clock, then 2 o'clock the next day. He'll be probably then. And then I'm assuming it's going to be 2 of Odette, Valerie, and Virginita for point oh. Probably leaning. I mean, Virginita is the one I want the most. Kind of 50-50 between the other two, but probably leaning more towards Valerie. It would also be cool to see his element, but I guess in that regard, we have actually seen Odette's element, so maybe it'll be her instead. But I'm assuming probably Virginita first. Though there could be some bias. Okay, it's Odette. Her colours look a lot different here. Am I crazy? Okay, well, obviously we knew Cryo. She has a Stellar Linchpin. Her colours look so much darker here. I'm not complaining, I swear it did not look that dark in the trailer. I guess the trailer's actually right here. And then the other one just came out. It looks. It might just be the lighting here, actually. Yeah, I guess it's probably just the lighting. Okay. Okay. Well, we're starting off with a character I do want, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull. Definitely do want her, though. Odette, Swirling Snow, prima ballerina of the Korolevsky troupe. I did figure she'd have some connection, ballerina, and then obviously she showed right up to Virginita. Figured as much. Okay, it's a bit of text. In Snezhnaya, the land of frost and ice, it often takes quite a bit of persuasion to get someone to go to the opera house or theatre. I guess because it's cold, okay. On bitterly cold days, most would rather stay by the hearth than traipse across the snow just to catch a performance. Many, however, make an exception for Odette's ballet performances, but I'd make an exception for Virginita. Whenever her name appears on a show publicity poster, the lines start forming at the ticket window. Those standing patiently in line are not there because of her sweet smile, for she almost never smiles at the audience. Well, I guess that's fitting that she's Cryo. Nor are they drawn by any warmth in her manner. Once the curtain falls, she does not remain on stage for even a second longer. Instead, they have come for the dance performance itself. The instant Odette rises to the tips of her toes, even Snezhnaya's howling winds seem to fall still. Every step she takes is so precise, it takes the breath away from everyone in the theatre. To her fans, the cold demeanour of hers only makes her more alluring. I guess, yeah. I didn't really consider it at the time, but I guess they did kind of show that in the trailer, don't they? Because she looks like an assassin. I mean, I don't know if the rest of the text will go into that, but I guess a cold demeanor would make sense. This young lady who has captivated so many on stage is also a member of the Fatui. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so she is Fatui. It was always, I remember it was a bit of a bit of a talking point, considering like, Virginita and Alyosha, because it did remind of the Overture teaser, in which obviously was Lily and Lynette, and obviously, and then they ended up being Fatui. So it was always a comparison. I think it was more to do with Virginita and Alyosha, though, and not specifically Odette. But I guess she is a member of the Fatui. We'll see if any others are. I mean, Virginita does have a Snezhnayan vision, which we always used to think was Fatui vision, so maybe there's a correlation there. Her days are and I guess it also explains the more assassin side, so I guess the Fatui wanted that guy assassinated in the trailer. And then Valerie went against that. So the Fatui wanted... That's actually interesting. The Fatui wanted someone assassinated, but Valerie was... How does that work? Because Valerie is also part of the Fatui, I'm pretty sure, because I didn't click on it at the time, but Valerie was mentioned in the recent combat event by the Fatui. It's like it was Major Valerie. I mean, the name did look somewhat familiar, but I did not clock that at all. Well, actually, no, it was Alyosha, but then wasn't Odette also there? Oh, Brian, hold on, let me go to the teaser real quick. Because like Alyosha tries to snipe, but then as they're distracted, Odette, that is so weird. I wonder how that's gonna work out. I guess like two different parts of the Fatui. Okay. Maybe one side's with Pulcinella, one side isn't, like more Pantalone maybe. I'm assuming, because that's apart like inside the Fatui. Those are the only two kind of like head-to-head kind of factions I'd say we have would be any under either of those. Her days are divided between the troop and the Fatui. Her dance practices begin in the early morning, while her training with the Fatui usually stretches late into the night. Her own practices and urgent missions fill whatever time that remains. In the practice room, she stretches to her limits before rising into dance. At the training ground, she swiftly moves on to her next task after bringing down her opponents. Day after day, she continues like the dancer of a music box, turning without end. As though she never tires, as though she never needs rest. A friend once asked her, "Don't you ever get tired going back and forth like that between ballet performances and the Fatui?" Odette cocked her head in response, seemingly in thought. Then she gave her answer, one that could not be any plainer, but I'm already used to it. I wonder who the friend's gonna be. Because, I mean, if it's Korolevsky Troop, I mean, it makes me want to think potentially Vojanitsa, but I feel like if it was a... I mean, not necessarily, but I feel like there's a chance they would have at least hinted at, like, potentially being Vojanitsa. Maybe it was a name, or they would... I feel like typically when it is a playable character or someone we know, they only leave a little hint as to who it could be, but I mean, not necessarily. So it could be, it could not be. It could be someone else in the Karlovsky Troop. It could be someone from the Fatui. It could be someone elsewhere. Don't know who that's going to be referring to. Okay. And then obviously Stella Lynchpin, we know that. Cygnus Allure. Okay. Don't know what that means. She dances and dances. The gazes and hearts of all follow her every graceful motion, only to fall as the curtains draw closed. Oh, this is a song. But Odette, oh Odette, Odette of Snezhnaya, Odette of the Korolevsky Troop, Odette who belongs not to herself. I guess because of the probably more the Fatui side. Does your heart yearn to be the center of attention or to dance alone on the snowy plains, a song drifting from Vojanitsa's room? What? I don't know why. It kind of just... it gave me a little feeling back to Columbina and Snezhnaya, because like Columbina singing outside Snezhnaya's room, but this time it's Vojanitsa inside her room singing about her dad. I don't know why, it reminded me of that. It says, Swirling Snare, Prima Ballerina, Stella Intimate Cryo, Cygnus Allure. Okay, what do? I really want to pull her. I really do. But I think it depends on the later characters. Because as I said, I'm assuming Alyosha will be like 2 o'clock tomorrow and then 8 o'clock tonight. Unless they go back to their previous routine, which I doubt. Which is like every 10 minutes, I think. Afterwards, which we'll see in a second, I guess. I think if Vojanitsa's in 7.0, I think I skip her. I think. But if it's Valerie, or if it's, I guess, someone else, it could be anyone else, really. But I'm assuming it's going to be, part of the first 4 characters they showed. Well, I guess it was also ones they showed, but like the first 4 in this thing over here, like, it'd be these 4 characters. So if it's Valerie and Alyosha, then I might pull her. But if it's Vojanitsa, I think I might skip. And then Alyosha tomorrow, I'm assuming. So we've got Cryo. Well, if that's the case, we've got a Cryo and Electro character, both in 7.0, which does make sense, actually. That's very fitting, considering Stellar conduct. I'm assuming she'll have her own Stellar reaction, though. Which we won't know. But what I do think would be interesting is if Vojanitsa releases, it'd be kind of fun if she has a Stellar Freeze, because Vojanitsa is Hydro. I do think that'd be kind of fitting. Let me just check. I don't think there's going to be anything else. No, it doesn't seem to be. I actually kind of like that thought now. I mean, it doesn't necessarily always... Actually, honestly, less often than not, that the characters are related. Like, you look at, like, Baiju and Chi-Chi. They have zero synergy whatsoever. They don't react together. They're both healers. Like, it doesn't always mean they're going to work well together in kit-wise. I really hope they do. Because I'm assuming every linchpin we're going to get is a different reaction. It's not necessarily going to be the case, because in, obviously, Nodcry, with the Lunar reactions, we only got 3 reactions. And they had 2 5-stars for each. But I think that's because they were all Hydra related. Which, while they still could all be related, like, we have an Animo Stellar Linchpin with Vesna. So that, I think that opens up more possibilities. I could be wrong, though. But I think so. That'd be kind of fun. I think more than likely a 5-star... I mean, they do seem to do 5 stars first, as I said. Like, 9 times out of 10. I think there's been, like, 1 case. I think they did Kave first in 3.6 and then Baiju. So that's a bit of an outlier. But it is normally 5-star. Probably a sword. I think mainly because it gets Fontaine, like, the more performance-y side of it. Kind of think sword. I could see polearm. I could see anything but bow and claymore, I think. But I think I'm leaning more towards sword. I think so. Just one more refresh just to make sure. Okay, no, it definitely is just this. So I guess we'll get assuming another character tonight. I guess it could be just 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock tomorrow. Because drip marketing is so random recently. But okay. I honestly really like this artwork. I think really does her design a lot better. I mean, I already liked the design initially. But the colors look so much better here, I think. I think it's just more because they're much more vibrant in this artwork. Like, the pinks stand out a lot. There's also more accessories which are pink than I remember. Like, I don't think we saw these. And, like, parts of her dress are also pink. Because I think we saw, like, the hearts. And then, like, pretty much her eyes, and then her dagger had some pink on it as well. But there's actually a bit more pink than I thought. Which I guess could also actually lead into her being Stellar Conduct. Because you look at Chevy, like, she has a red outfit for Pyro, but she also has purple hair because she's an Overload character. So it's like Pyro and Electro. So if it's anything like that, which obviously color schemes don't necessarily mean anything, especially recently. Like, they don't necessarily mean they're gonna be to that character, but, like, to that element, I mean. But it's really, like, they could, if it is another Stellar Conduct character, I do think that'd be interesting. Because of the color scheme. Though it is more pink than purple, but... yeah. Okay. I am definitely a fan. I do like this artwork a lot. It does so much better. There's always so many more details as well that I do not remember from the teaser. Like, did she have this in the teaser? I'm assuming she did. I just don't really remember it. She looks really nice. It's really tempting my pulls, man. I'm kind of screwed.